The Chakralytics Show.
Namaste and welcome. In this video I would like to talk a little bit about the 4 pathways of practice that we recommend within Chakralytics and from a databration standpoint. But especially I would like to go into self-study in study and reading text and studying for deepening self-understanding. So the 4 pathways, they are self-inquiry, and we provide a tool, Chakralytics, for this purpose. Self-inquiry means self-investigation, exploring what is within, discovering our inner energy landscape, and exploring our consciousness and where we hold contractions and where we feel we thrive and we feel that our consciousness expands. And in this way, we are really focusing on getting to know ourselves and where we stand at this point, and what we would actually need, or what is unfolding, what is appearing in our experience, and perhaps where we could pay some attention and some nurture. And also where we can be grateful for, what we can acknowledge and accept and embrace and be grateful for. So the second path is the path of sadhana, or practice. So we would suggest that have a regular practice may be beneficial. So we suggest to do practice every morning and every evening, and based on my own experience and what I've been practicing myself and what has evolved for myself, we have created an online course called Chakra Sadhana, and that is aimed for this purpose of self-alignment and releasing stuck emotions, releasing misaligned belief systems, releasing samskaras, or expressions, releasing trauma, and aligning with ourself, with the inner self, our essence nature. And it's a devotional practice, and also very much eternalized, and it may help to also clarify where we feel contractions, and may help in release those contractions and meet them from a place of knowing and unconditional love and acceptance. And by doing this in a safe, providing a safe environment to do this, and in a certain sequence, a certain ritual, these are all aimed to support embracing these stuck emotions or misaligned belief systems or samskaras, or so that they may reabsorb or dissolve again, and may stream and dissolve again. So that's path 2, and then path 3 we have self-study. So self-study is the reading of text, for example, or self-study could be watching videos like these. But we have created the Garden of Teachings, where I've curated a book library, we could say, with texts on the self, text on consciousness, on consciousness healing, and I would say text on what I felt to be primary text that are accessible in English for the study of the philosophy of Kashmir Shaivism and the teachings of Kashmir Shaivism and the practices of Kashmir Shaivism, or certain practices of Kashmir Shaivism. And so, but the beauty, what I found that because this was the purpose of creating this video, and what I found to be the beauty of studying these texts of Kashmir Shaivism, and why it clicked for me, and why it just, it felt like it opened a lot, and it set a lot of things in motion by just reading text, and that's I think why I felt so aligned with these, or drawn to these teachings, and what I would suggest for self-study, and I think whether or not it is Kashmir Shaivism or another philosophy, it didn't feel for me like I was learning something intellectually, that I was memorizing something, that what I could do with studying for university, or you would read things and then you would memorize it, and intellectually. What I experienced here was, I would read a book, I would read a text. For example, Tantra Illuminated. I would start reading about the practices, or Stances of Vibration by Mark Tichkowski, and it would feel like recognition, like remembering. It's more not necessarily that, because there are structures in here and things, but it felt like, wow, okay, it felt like maybe some reassurance or a deepening understanding of what I had experienced myself in doing this work, in doing this chakra work, in my consciousness, on my journey, and it would help me take home what I experienced, and then ground it in intellectually as well. Maybe I can say it like this, and it would also deepen self-understanding, and it would set things in motion. So it would open me up more, and I would read things, and after reading these things, things will be set in motion, and I would contemplate on it and reflect on it, and things would unfold. So what I've experienced as well is that I am going slowly with these texts. Sometimes I can read a lot, but often these texts are quite dense, so with a lot of meaning, a lot of wisdom contained in small parts. There's just a lot of dense wisdom in these texts. So I would read, and then once I would feel full, I wouldn't push through. I would just okay. I feel like I absorbed a lot of new wisdom, and I would just sit with it and reflect on it and contemplate on it, and things will set in will come to light, will come into my experience, and things will click, or sometimes things will feel confusing, and oh, okay, but I felt but I feel like feeling confused and a bit unsettled by what you've read or teachings you have encountered. It's not necessarily a thing you don't want. It's like a confrontation with your belief systems, and it may help you in okay, so do the belief systems that I've been holding on to, do they really feel true, or are they there out of habit or out of culture, out of my grown up, how I've been raised. So I would very much point to this with reading texts like these. If you feel like they are opening you up and that was the experience that I experienced in a sense, and that's what made me feel drawn to these texts, to not feel like I have to be strict on imprinting these texts because this is reality or this is truth. No, for me it was because I've read a lot of different texts, a lot of different schools, went through a lot of different schools in reading, and sometimes things could feel, for a certain time I would resonate with the teachings, and then at some point I would maybe evolve, or maybe I would just like with relationships or something, that you can grow together and at some point you can release again. For me, this experience has also been with teachings and with texts that I've read, and I now feel very aligned with the teachings of Kashmir Shaivism, with their philosophy. Especially, it resonates with my inner being, and it helps me in unfolding and clarifying and deepening self-understanding. And I think that that our experience, or my experience, our experience is the number one truth. You know, does it feel in alignment with my inner truth? Yes, that's the point I would like to make, that I would suggest not to, oh, but I have to think in this way, I have to read this, and that is true, so I have to be in this way. I would more see it like a companion, or some extra guidance or reassurance on what I'm experiencing inside. I can see that it's that a lot of that in the tradition it's been recognized, the experiences that I have. So, for example, also when we do practices, that we can validate ourselves maybe, or reassure, find reassurance in these texts, or help us understand ourselves clearly, more clearly. Deepen clarity of understanding ourselves. All right, so that's path number 3, and that's what I wanted to share. Path number 4, the path that we suggest as number 4 is reflection, and reflection can be self-reflecting. So reflecting on ourselves, reflecting on the text. So, for example, path 3, and then go into reflection, and then this could be peer to peer, with like-minded people, or people that arrive in your experience, to have conversations about reality or the self, and this doesn't mean that we have to agree with each other. So I can have my experiences, and the person that I'm talking to can have their experiences. But just by talking with each other, maybe things can come to light, or maybe you find misaligned beliefs in your own thinking, or maybe or you can see that the expressions of the other, that they don't align with what you think yourself. I feel like I don't want to be someone who corrects, who wants to correct others in that sense, or let others have their views and their opinions and their perception of reality, and be respectful of each other's perception. But it can be a teacher very well to just listen and observe, and say thank you, I will take it in consideration, and then contemplate on it on a later time, and feel what resonates, and take with you what resonates, and leave what doesn't. At this point, it can very well be that on a later point it will click, and you would think, oh wow, okay, there was a good point, but maybe at this point in time it doesn't click, and that's okay. I would just leave it then. And reflection could also be with a teacher, with a coach, with a tantric teacher, and I would very much, or that's something that we want to provide with Databration as well, and with Chakralytics as well. And my main thing in this is that I want to have that I would like to invite teachers or coaches that align with the teachings of Databration, but very much focused on self-empowerment, so that the essence of, for example, also in the teachings of Kashmir Shaivism, is Svatantrya. It means complete freedom, sovereignty, so self-sufficiency, and my purpose is to want to, or what I aim to do is to provide tools and content and services to help self-empowerment, so that someone doesn't have to be dependent on a guru or on a teacher, but is feels self-empowered and trusts in the Gurudev, in the divine teacher within, in our inner teacher, our inner self that guides us to trust in our intuition and let life unfold. And we may see everyone and everything as the teacher, because we may see that it's all a reflection of what we hold within. So thank you. These are the 4 pathways that we have in Databration, and that to aim for support, with the aim of supporting in the awakening process, or in a self-alignment process. And we would suggest to combine these 4 pathways. So it's self-inquiry, whether through Chakralytics or self-research. It is self-exploration. Sadhana, or practice, to have a regular practice routine, practice routine, which again we provide with a Chakra Sadhana course, but just a practice routine that is consistent for yourself. And then we have the self-study, which we provide with the Garden of Teachings. And then there is a pathway of reflection, which we aim to provide with teachers and with coaches and one-to-one coaching. And we have a community page on the Chakralytics web app for peer-to-peer reflection as well. So this was it for now. Thank you for listening, thank you for watching, and bless you. Namaste.